bars so cold, I think I'm down to ice. Leave it, she can die, but you got it, okay. I pull up with the lights, I bring guns bites.
Welcome back to my channel. It's Deja. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, by the looks of this video, we are going to be doing a Greek life video, okay? But before I get started, I just want to say happy Halloween. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Deja. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because you know you clicked on the video, so you might as well hit that like button and subscribe to your girl's channel. I bet. So yes, so by the looks of the title, we are going to be talking about some positive things that come from being online, some things that you learn, some things that you gain, and just overall what you gain and learn and positive things from being a part of a Black sorority or fraternity. A lot of you DM me and message me all the time and ask me like, hey, like, do you have anything positive to say? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want you guys to feel like it's all negative. It's not. It's just so happened that my experience is a little bit different than other people. But yeah, so without further ado, we're just gonna hop right into the video and yeah.
Be a part of the movement and shop a different Lash, where we have lashes and jewelry all at your leisure. Shop today.
So the first thing that I gained, something positive, was I gained more confidence. And not in a cocky way. A lot of people confuse the two, but I just when I said stuff, I never questioned myself afterwards. Like, I never second guessed myself. I was always straight on point. If I wanted to do something, I would do it. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. If I knew something, I would say what I knew. I wouldn't like be persuaded or, you know, second guess myself or question like, did I say that right? Da 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 da. Like, I was just more confident. Like, I was already a confident person, but I was kind of like dimming my confidence sometimes because I was just like, oh, I don't want to be overshadowing anybody else, or, you know, like, just, I don't know, like being cocky in the eyes of other people. And also, I don't know if I mentioned, but I am reading this from I'm reading this from my laptop. So I have all like the stuff that I wrote out. So yes, the second thing that I gained, I learned to stop making excuses for myself, because I always found myself, and it was just like, it was not intentional. It was just like me always having to feel like I had to defend myself or explain myself. I always had to have an explanation. So if I'm ever late to work, I would always be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. Like, this is what happened, da 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 da. But now I'm just like, if I'm late, I'm late. Like, if you gonna ask me why I'm late, then I'll explain why I was late. But if you don't ask me, I'm not telling you. I'm just gonna clock in and we gonna go about the day. You feel me? So I definitely learned to stop making excuses for myself and stop feeling like I need to always have an explanation, because honestly, it didn't get me anywhere and it didn't help me with anything. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, especially in the workforce and the work field, it's not going to be explanations. It's just going to be like, okay, you're gone, you're out, like, you're fired, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So just holding myself accountable and understanding that, like, I don't have to make excuses. I don't have to have an explanation for every single thing. Like, if people ask me, if my boss, like, prime example, my boss asked me the other day, like, hey, why was you late? Oh, I was late because I overslept. Simple. You know what I'm saying? But if she don't ask me, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, hey, just to bring it to your attention that you already know that I'm late, but the reason why I am late is because of this. Like, no, I don't have time for that. I'm not going to do it. So that was another thing. The second thing is that I grew up in every aspect. Like, I became more sure of myself. I just grew up. I just became more of the woman that I was meant to be molded into, if that makes sense. Not because this organization specifically, but I'm not gonna lie and be like this organization didn't have anything to do with my progress now, or, you know, who I am today. My organization has everything to do with who I am today, along with the faith in God. You know what I'm saying? So that's just that. My dog is barking. Okay, guys, so the next thing that I gained was just building the bonds and meeting amazing people. So like, for instance, my pledge dad, like, if I would have never pledged, I would have never met him. like, you know, going to the different events and, you know, just being so cool and making so many bonds with different sorors from different chapters, like to hanging out with them, going to service events, going to church, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so dope because, like, I feel like a lot of people think like, okay, your line sisters are your niche. Those are the people that, you know, that you're only going to be cool with in your organization. Like, no. Like, yes, that's true, but for me, it wasn't like, unfortunately, it just didn't happen for me like that. And that's just that on that. Like, not to go into detail about it, but I found more of a sisterhood outside of my chapter, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. And I'm just grateful that I was able to do that, and that I was able to have that type of relationship and bond with the people that I did come across with, or have came across with, and still talk to today. Okay, so the next thing that I've gained was I became better with managing my time, and I put in parentheses, not giving my time away to any and everything, including people. So I feel like now my time management skills are so much better because I focus on one thing. I'm like very easily distracted, unfortunately. And I feel like I was so like a people pleaser. I had to be like, oh my goodness, okay, this person wants me to come to this event. This person wants me to come to this party. This person wants me to come to this thing. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to do and be everywhere for everybody, but I was like mentally and physically hurting myself. Like, I was not taking care of myself. So now I have a better time, or I'm better at managing my time and doing things for myself. And that's not selfish. It's just, you know, having that self-care. And that is a main thing, a part of self-care, is learning how to say no. I feel like being a part of being online taught me how to say no, taught me not how to, you know, I always say yes to something. If I didn't know something, I didn't know it, and I will learn it the next day. You know what I'm saying? So like, learning how to manage my time and say no is big things that I've learned from being online and what I gained. Okay. Another big thing that I've learned is not responding to everything. So not feeling the need to always have a response. And that goes back to making excuses or defending myself, because I'm a big defender. Like, I feel like I always have to defend myself. Like, I feel like if people are coming for me, or I feel like people are trying me, I'm a very defensive person automatically. Like, I'm always gonna be like coming 10 times harder, because I don't ever want to be in the position where I'm backed up against the wall and like I feel threatened, or I feel, you know, like attacked. But yeah, so like just ignoring the BS, and that actually, like, and I actually thank a lot of the people that I was around at the time, because I learned to not really care what people thought about me, not really care what people said, ignoring the uncontrollable, like not paying attention to the uncontrollable, not getting so upset at something that I can't control, and just understanding that I can control what I can control. You know, and that's my reactions, that's my responses, that's what I do. I can't control anybody else. I can't control the time, the weather, any of that. And yeah, I feel like that was just the main thing, and I'm really happy that I was able to experience everything that I did experience, because I would have not came out stronger. You know what I'm saying? Also, along with that is not getting wrapped up or upset in stuff that I can't control, because I was that type of person. I would get so mad at stuff that I couldn't control, or, you know, so upset and so heated that it would literally take me away from the whole day. Like, I would spend my whole day being upset and mad about something that I couldn't control, you know, but me responding to that took away my time, and that's one day that I'm not gonna get back. All that time I'm not gonna get back, that I could have been putting towards something so much positive, like towards my business, or, you know what I'm saying, towards my schoolwork. Like, at the time I could have just been doing something completely different and responding in a different way, or not responding at all and just brushing it off. Like, I'm not the type of person that brush off stuff easily, and I'm learning that, to hopefully get better at not being so easily bothered. Okay. So the next thing is self-control. Being able to just have a lot of self-control. I feel like I do stuff and say stuff and think about stuff as an impulse, and like not rationally. And I feel like being online made me a very analytical thinker, and it helped me you know, just process things a little bit differently, helped me, you know, think before I spoke, and just think before I reacted, stuff like that. And that ultimately helps me in the workplace today, okay? Because it's so many times that a customer or a coworker makes me upset, but just having that experience of having other people around me while I was online making me upset, and like, yeah, I could have fought, I could have put my hands on somebody, but I didn't choose to do that, because at the end of the day, I knew the main goal was to get in this organization and make a change, make a difference, and, you know, do something I've always wanted to do. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So just having that self-control and being able to reel myself back in and just take a second and think like, hey, is this really worth it? Is this person even on my level? No. 9 times out of 10, they never not. You feel me? Another thing that's kind of funny, my nails grew. Like, you got, okay, so I'm gonna do it back here. So these are my real nails. I don't want you guys to see it. They're kind of like, they're not dirty, but like, you know, whatever. These are my real nails. I just have gel on it because I need them to be hard because my nails are so brittle. But my nails grew super, super long. Unfortunately, I had to cut them because, you know, everybody had to look alike. But the whole time I was online, my nails grew, my hair was growing. It wasn't growing a lot because I was kind of stressed out. I had a lot of pimples. But my nails were the main things that was growing. And I never have time to grow my nails. Like, my nails never grow. But they were growing fast as fuck when I was online. And I thought that was, like, really funny. I don't know. Anyways, the last thing is determination and discipline. So determination, as far as like, I stuck through everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, through everything. Just, I'm gonna just put it at that. I stuck through everything. And I didn't give up. As much as a lot of people probably wanted me to quit, and as much as a lot of people wanted me, you know, to basically like drop or whatever, like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I was just really happy at myself because I knew, sorry guys, the lighting is trash, but I knew at the end of the day that this is what I wanted to do, and I wasn't gonna let anybody stop me or, you know, change my mind about it. You know what I'm saying? It was hard. It was definitely very hard to feel like the oddball out, or, you know what I'm saying, or feel like, I don't know, weak. And like, I said this last time in my video about like feeling like the only one out, and this girl had instantly commented, and she was just like, oh, is it because you were paper? And it was just like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like in my head, I wanted to be like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't the case, da 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 da. But I know what I went through. I know who I am, and I know what I did. And, you know, whether I was paper or maid or whatever you want to call it, I know what I was, you know what I'm saying? And the simple fact that that was her initial comment to what I said was just like, this is how I know that a lot of people are so like, not all the way there, if that makes sense. And it was just like, yes, it was a general question. I was like, I'm not even gonna respond to it. I was just like, you know, it is what it is. I did actually respond to it, but I responded to her in a separate like message, and I was just like, hey, you know, like, the video explained this. This was the main point. I didn't even say like, oh yes I was, or no I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna think what they want to think, but at the end of the day, it's what you know you are, you know what I'm saying, what you did to know, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It was just like, and that also went into me not having to explain myself, not having to always respond to something, you know what I'm saying? Not just knowing when to take a step back and just be like, this is not worth my time. Because time is everything. You can't get it back, okay? So yeah, so just determination and sticking through it and not dropping, because like it be so many people that, you know, drop because they don't feel welcomed, or they, you know, they can't pay for it, or it's hard, or, you know, they're asking crazy things of you. And I was like so glad that I wasn't the person to be easily persuaded or easily intimidated. Yes, it was rough, you know, being the only one that was outspoken and whatever, but I didn't let that stop me from the main goal. And at the end of the day, when I have my mind set on something, nobody can tell me no. Nobody can take it away from me. Like, I'm going to always get what I want. And that's not even on no cocky stuff. It's just my work ethic and just how strong-willed I am. Like, if I set my mind to something, and I've been setting my mind to becoming an AKA since I was in 8th grade, I wasn't going to let anybody, any amount of people, and I had a couple, you know, against me, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from doing what I needed to do. So that was basically it. And also the last thing is just discipline, and discipline in everything. Discipline in money, discipline in food, discipline in, you know, just discipline overall. So yeah, so I do want to apologize to you guys if you guys feel like I'm not happy with Greek life, or I always have negative things to say. It's just my experience, and I'm a transparent person. No matter how bad comments I get and how many people are just so upset at what I'm saying, it's the reason why they're upset. It's not that I'm like telling secrets or nothing like that, but it's the truth, you know, and a lot of people don't like the truth. A lot of people want to put on this like facade of what this is, you know, like sometimes, yes, it's like that, but unfortunately as certain chapters, it's not. And I just so happened to be at a chapter that wasn't on the up and up, and unfortunately put a bad taste in my mouth about the organization. I had to realize this is not the whole organization. This is just this one chapter, and I need to keep fighting and keep pushing to make sure that I experience everything that I need to experience in order to understand that I did not make a bad choice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.